Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Muscatine Today show. I am so glad you're joining us today. It is finally Friday. It is going to be a great show. We have several guests on the show today to talk about awesome stuff going on in Muscatine, and you're going to not want to miss out. So make sure you get comfortable and get ready to hear about some awesome stuff here in Muscatine. Before we get started, though, I want to definitely do a shout out for all of our great sponsors. Those sponsors include Muscatine Power and Water, Rivo Plumbing and Heating, our friends right over here at Impact. So if you are able to give blood, now is the time. They need people to go and donate blood. So Impact Life Blood Center is right next door here. You can do it at the blood center. You can look online and find one of the many blood drives that are going on out in the community. But now is a great time to donate, whether you're a first-time donor or maybe you're just eligible to donate again. But they are definitely looking for donors right now. So think about that if you're eligible. Also, our friends at Lutheran Living, who happen to be joining us on the show here in just a moment. Toyota of Muscatine, Becky Insurance and Financial Services. Also, our friends at Suntan City, they have a ton of great deals going on. If you haven't been there recently, it's free tan week, lots of great deals for February. It's a great gift for maybe that loved one in your life. If you want to warm them up, it's cold outside, so that's a good way, right? Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine, and then of course Hy-Vee is a sponsor as well. So we're gonna dig right in, and I have, like I said, I have a couple friends from Lutheran Living on the show today. A new friend. So I want to introduce definitely Heather to the community and Lutheran Living. And so why don't you introduce yourself and kind of explain what your role is, your new role, and then we'll kind of reintroduce Anna as well. So
awesome. Well, I'm Heather Morrison, and I grew up in the Let's community, and so I've been a part of the Muscatine community my whole life. Just recently moved back to the area, and I took a position with Lutheran Living as the marketing assistant, and I'm very blessed to have that position. I work with a great group of people, and I love the residents. It's been a wonderful experience, and I get to do fun things like this and come and talk to you, and then I just kind of get to reach out to everybody in the community and remind people that Lutheran Living is here and that it's a great place to not only work but to stay someday, and we just are really thankful to have it there.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I am excited for you to be on the show and excited to see you out and about in the community at different events. That's one of my favorite parts about my job too, is just going to different community events and being involved. So it'll be fun to see you at those events as well, and get to know you better. So I'm excited about that. And then Anna, you've actually been with us before, but
it's been a
while.
Yeah.
Maybe reintroduce yourself and what your role at Lutheran Living is.
Yeah, so I'm Anna Allen. I'm our Assistant Executive Director. So I do a lot of our compliance and administration work. I also get to work with really great people like Heather, who just joined. And are helping form the community to keep growing for both our staff and residents, and we're excited.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's awesome because I feel like Lutheran Living is one of the places that you see out in the community a lot, and you're involved in some way, shape, or form with so many of the community events out there, and that's how you form a community like Muscatine, is regardless of whether, like, sometimes it doesn't even necessarily like make sense, like it's not an event that necessarily like you have to be involved in, right? But it's something you want to be involved in because you're part of the community. And so I love that about Lutheran Living, and I love seeing the calendar that you guys put out of all the activities that you do for not only residents but things that the community can come in and be a part of as well at Lutheran Living. So if you guys haven't already, definitely go and like their Facebook page and their other social media, and kind of follow along, because there's so many ways that you can be involved too. And I always think about how important it is that we like embrace the seniors in our community, and they're like literally the lifeline, right, of our community, and they're the history behind all of that, and they know everything. They're like the best place to go for advice and
full of knowledge.
I know, full of all of the knowledge, and such fun people to hang out with. Speaking of hanging out with them, I've been kind of mentioning this on the show, but when I saw that you guys were looking for volunteers, people to just come in and literally just hang out and possibly get some of that knowledge, right, while you're hanging out and volunteering. But talk to me a little bit about some of those. You guys are more experts on what people can do with volunteering at Lutheran Living, but maybe talk to us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So our activities department has been kind of revamped, and the residents are getting to do a bunch of different stuff. We've got the puzzle posse, and they get to have happy hour, and they do bingo, and there's literally everything that you could imagine that they get to do. And so the great thing is that we have so much involvement with the residents, and then we have involvement with the activities department and everybody there on staff. But with so much involvement, we just can't fulfill all the needs.
Right.
So having people come in from the outside and getting to spend time with their loved ones, whether it be family or just volunteers from the community that just want to come help out, would be wonderful. So we're just looking for anybody that can be involved with those, and they're fun activities. They're great. I sat in on bingo the other day, and I think I had more fun than they did.
Right.
So it was a blast. And so if anybody wants to volunteer, we would love to have them. They just need to contact us and get set up with our activities department, and we can set up a time that would work for them and us.
I think one of my favorites, I'm like, manicure Monday? Like, I could do a manicure. Like, can we like do each other's nails? Or how does this all work? I need to find out more. But if you check out the calendar, there's so many fun events on there, and tons of ways that you can use just like your talents and skills. And maybe you have an idea of something that you could offer, you know, maybe you have a talent that you're like, listen, like I could totally come and do something with the residents at Lutheran Living one day, and it could be something that gets added to the calendar. So tons of fun ways that you can be involved in volunteering in so many ways. I say this all the time, but people think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. But when you volunteer, it really is. It's like it's not only you like giving to these residents, but you really do. Like you have a blast when you go and do it. It's fulfilling, and you leave that day. Your bucket's full when you leave as well. So.
Absolutely. And that's a really great point you made about, you know, we have so many residents that come from so many different backgrounds that we might not think of something that they enjoyed in their past. So when people come in from the community and share those stories and connect with our residents, it's super valuable for both them and our staff. Yeah,
absolutely. And even if you don't have a family member there necessarily, but if you're like me, like I am like an old soul, and I just like love hanging out with people who like I mean, they think I'm weird, but like I love going and like hanging out with the coffee crew in there, and they're like, girl, you're not old enough for this table, and I'm like, I am in my heart. But it's true. You'll have a lot of fun. So that's just one way you can become involved. But tons of events and stuff, and this summer you'll see a lot of things that you can come and be involved in as well.
Absolutely.
So I think you guys mentioned too, growing the community at Lutheran Living is another thing, and you, I think, have some openings maybe?
Yes, we do have, specifically in our independent living, we do have a 2-bedroom apartment open right now. Those independent living units aren't always open, so if you're interested in kind of transitioning maybe onto a community type setting where you have access to all the amenities in the assisted or skilled nursing facilities but aren't quite ready to be there yet.
Right. Yep.
The independent living can be a great way to start that transition.
Yeah. Because you're right there close to help if you need it, but you're not necessarily ready for the full-on.
Yep, exactly. You still
living.
have all your own, live your life as you normally do. You have a garage, your own private entrance and exit, but you also have access to everything, all the activities and events and things that happen in the main building.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun activities too, so.
Oh yeah.
Can I rent the apartment or?
Sure, good.
Awesome. So tons of things happening. Definitely go out and be a part of the Lutheran Living community by just liking their social media and following along. And you know, volunteering or however you fit in the puzzle. Maybe you are looking for a job, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you
absolutely.
guys probably have some job openings.
Absolutely, we have job openings.
So they said it already. It's a fun place to work. So if that's something you're interested in, also reach out. But I always love having you guys on the show, and I love, again, looking at the calendar and seeing all the fun things that you guys are doing. So thanks for being such a really cool part of the community and doing so much for us.
Awesome.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Yeah, of course. We are going to go to a quick commercial, and then we have another awesome guest talking about an event coming up in Muscatine County. So we will be right back in just a few minutes here after a couple commercials from our awesome sponsors.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
It's time for an update from the Not So Late Show with Austin, brought to you by Unity Point Health.
Listen up, everyone. I've got some news. Things are still kind of crazy out there, and the pandemic is still going on. And it's hard to keep people healthy. And right now, things are really tough for healthcare workers. There are a lot of people needing help with their health. They are working very hard. They're tired. And they are working extra shifts. Well, that would be like when you just get right out of school. You have to go back and do it all over again. Ugh. So there's something you need to know. It's time to be kind. Healthcare workers are doing the best they can to help you. They just need your help too. Take care of yourself however you can with your vaccinations and your healthy habits. But if you get sick, go see your doctor. If you have to wait, be patient. Be a patient patient. They're real people just like you. And do you know why they're working so hard? For you. So show them a little love, or at least a little bit of kindness. That's one way we can all feel better. Okay, that's all I've got, everyone. Stay safe out there and remember to be kind to healthcare workers.
This has been a special update from the Not So Late Show with Austin. Good night. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. So we are here and going to be talking about the Puppet Theater that happens to be in West Liberty. I'm
right.
so glad that you could join us to talk about some of the events that you guys have coming up.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. So it's so cool to think about. So puppets were, you know, a thing when we were kids, right?
Yeah,
And
puppets have been a thing for
for
centuries.
so long, and they're still a thing.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the theater in West Liberty and
Alrighty.
some of the history behind that for people that don't know that it's in West Liberty.
It's called Owlglass Puppetry Center, and it's in a blue building on Calhoun Street with a big mural on the top half of it that has a lot of our puppet characters featured. And we have the distinction of being the smallest puppetry center in the smallest town with a puppetry center in the United States.
Wow.
The other puppetry centers are located in places like Phoenix and Atlanta and
some of those big.
Kansas City and Minneapolis, but ours is in little old West Liberty, Iowa.
Wow.
And it has developed not only a national but even an international reputation. We've had puppeteers from all over the world come and perform there. And this coming September, we're going to be hosting the Great Plains Regional Puppetry Festival for Puppeteers of America. The Great Plains region covers 8 states and 2 provinces.
Wow.
And we'll have puppeteers from all of those places and others come for a 4-day festival that will also encompass our children's festival that we've been doing for 25 years.
So cool. So, wow. I am kind of embarrassed to say this, but I didn't know that this, like, that we had our very own puppet theater.
Well, you better come up to the show then. You should come to our dessert theater.
Oh my goodness. So tell me about the dessert theater that's coming up.
This is something that we've also done for, I think, about 25 years now. It's called Puppets and Pastries, Dessert Theater for Adults.
Okay.
And it's for basically aimed at teens and adults. That doesn't mean it's risque or anything like that.
Yep.
Mostly it means that it's for people who enjoy puppet theater but would prefer to see it in the company of other adults.
Sure.
And then we also have music and storytelling. We're going to have a guest appearance by Mary Swander, who was our poet laureate for quite a few years. And there's going to be 3 different puppet performances throughout the evening, and music by Laura Kittrell and by Alex Flesher, who are both really fine Iowa City area musicians.
Very cool.
And then in the middle, we take a nice break and we serve desserts, including the Tres Leches cake from the Mexican bakery just down the street from us.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's something. It's delicious.
Yes.
And it's just and we serve wine. It's just a really
nice
special event. We kind of
nice
turn the
event
puppetry center into a little bistro type of atmosphere, and
very cool.
it's going to be
so. How do you get tickets to this event?
Well, it's March 12th and 13th. March 12th is a Saturday. It's at 7 p.m. March 13th, Sunday, it's at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And you can get tickets by calling the Puppetry Center or by emailing us or by getting on our website and sending us a message or our Facebook page. Basically,
All of the
just
ways.
let us know.
Yeah, just let them know. And how much are tickets to go?
The tickets are $20 if you get them in advance, which we really prefer so we know how many desserts to have.
Sure, we want plenty of desserts.
Yeah. And it's $25 if you get them at the door.
Okay. Very cool. So I assume there's limited seating. I mean, you can only fit so many.
Yeah, and normally we sell up to 60 tickets, but this year we are cutting that in half just because of although I found out yesterday that West Liberty is 93% vaccinated, so maybe we don't have that much to worry about there. Yeah. But anyway, we are still keeping the seating at half capacity this year because of COVID.
Yep. Well, this sounds like a really good time, and it's right down the street here in Muscatine County, so make sure that you guys go and be a part of this. I can only assume that events like this is what kind of helps you guys continue.
Well, this is our fundraiser that we do every year,
Yep.
and it helps pay for our summer neighborhood tour, which is basically something we do all summer where we send shows to neighborhood parks, and a lot of times they've gone to homeless shelters, they've gone to community centers, places like that, and we offer them at a seriously reduced rate. They cost very little to the sponsors that have them.
Yep.
And so we raise money for them in the winter and spring so that we can still pay our puppeteers to do them.
Awesome.
So that's
Very
something
cool.
also, if people want to contact us. We've done some in Muscatine. We've been at the farmers market a number of times, and we've been at different events in Muscatine. So this would be the time to contact us about that too.
Get those things scheduled. Very cool. And then you mentioned something about a summer series.
Yeah, in the summer, this year we have not done this for a number of years, but this year we are bringing back our Puppet Day Camp for kids, for kids 7 through 12. And it'll be a week-long camp where kids can come and make puppets and do a show.
Very
cool. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. And we only open it up to about a dozen kids. So that's another thing, that if you want to do it, let us know.
Let us know.
And then the other thing that we are doing, well, we're waiting for the final approval from the Mississippi Bend Area Education Agency, but they've approved it every other year, so I don't think we'll lose our approval this year.
Sure.
And that's an adult class that we do for a week during the summer that anybody can take, but if you are a teacher taking the class, you can get 3 credits towards recertification for making puppets with us for the week and writing a show and then performing it, and it's a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So something to get the kids out of the house and have a good time during the summer. It's a week-long thing. Be creative, yeah, definitely. So what were the dates for that summer camp? Do you know them yet? Oh, I won't ask.
I know they're in the second half of July, but I don't have my calendar with me.
Rewind.
But they are both in the second half of July.
Yep.
In the first half of July, we spend a lot of time getting ready for the county fair parade.
Sure.
And of course, you know, we have the Muscatine County Fairgrounds.
Yes.
And so we always, the Sunday before the parade, our local chamber, or before the fair
Yep.
opens, our local chamber sponsors a big parade.
Yep.
And we always invite anybody that wants to come and help us make giant puppets for the parade.
Oh, I love
So
that.
we'll be doing that again this year.
So
the other
cool.
stuff is after the fair.
After the fair, yeah. You have to use all the resources you can
Right.
before that. Well, so many fun things. And if you want more information, definitely like their social media. And
check puppets. Go to www.puppetspuppets.com.
puppetspuppets.com.
Or email me at monica@puppetspuppets.com.
Love it.
Or check our Facebook page, or there are a lot of different ways to
Yep.
find us.
Yeah.
Google us, you'll find us.
Google
all.
them.
Yeah.
Google's the savior, right? But so many fun things, and yeah, definitely desserts and puppets. That sounds like a really good time, and that's coming up really soon.
Yeah,
So
March 12th and 13th.
March 12th and 13th, you can go and see a really cool show, have some desserts, and just be in the company of some other adults and have a good time.
Yeah, you know,
So-
a lot of people love puppet theater, but sometimes it can be distracting to watch it if
Yeah.
there's a toddler running up and down the aisles, you know.
Yes, throwing food at you.
Yeah, that's
or,
more into large muscle activity than
Yes, yep. I can understand this, yes. And as a mother, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, please be quiet.
Yeah.
But yeah, what can you do? Kids will be kids.
They will
so
be.
This will be your opportunity
And they keep us in
to watch in
business, so
peace.
what can I say?
Yes. Well, I appreciate you coming on and
Well,
telling
thank
about
you
all
so
of
much.
the cool things that you're doing. Definitely go and support this awesome thing that we have in such a small town. It's cool to know that in a small town like West Liberty, we have a really cool resource and a really cool puppet theater
Well,
like
thank
this.
you. I
So
appreciate that, Ashley.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah. So go out, like their Facebook page, and follow along. Go to one of their events. Be involved in this summer's either whether it's the camp or
come and
maybe
help us build
yeah,
puppets
I was
for the
just
parade.
gonna say
Yeah.
help build a puppet during the parade. All of those things, but be involved in some way. Go get creative. So. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. We're going to go to one more commercial break, and then I have a
Okay.
couple more things to talk to you guys about and remind you about before the big holiday. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up, and Super Bowl, so lots of things to remind you about. Last-minute reminders. So we'll be right back in just a second.
Here at Total Muscatine, we believe it's important to be strong supporters of our local community.
And that's why we donate thousands upon thousands of dollars to local Muscatine charities each year.
It's the reason why all of our employees are local to the area and have a vested interest in our community.
We value our customers, so when you shop here at Toyota of Muscatine, you'll be treated like family.
So remember, when you shop with Toyota of Muscatine, not only are you sure to get great service, but you're also supporting local.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
All right, everybody. So I reminded you before the break, but if you've forgotten already, Valentine's Day is Monday. So order your flowers, your chocolates, whatever it is that you need to do. Make sure that you get those orders in, get those flowers or gifts bought in, cards, whatever it is that you do for your special loved one. Also, it is Super Bowl Sunday, so come out, grab your snacks and treats and all of the fun goodies that you're gonna want for the big game before things get crazy here at Hy-Vee. But tons of great snack trays and things like that already pre-made for you if you want something easy. I always love to come and just grab the snack trays, a couple dessert trays, some fruit, and then you're set for the game and everybody's happy. I also wanted to remind you guys that those shirts that we talked about for the child abuse awareness, the cute little baseball tees, the last day to order those, let me look at the thing really quick, is February 25th. So that's coming right up. So if you want to have one of those shirts to wear on April 1st for that Child Abuse Awareness Day, get your orders in. They have adult and youth sizes. Super great price. They're adorable, and you're going to want to definitely order one of those for you to wear on April 1st. So don't forget about that. And I will see you guys all on Monday, on Valentine's Day. That'll be your last reminder, and you'll have to come out last minute and deal with all the chaos of all the other people who forgot to buy their special gifts and things for Valentine's Day. But I will remind you one last time on Monday morning. I hope that you guys all have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday. But until then, don't forget that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.
A beautiful tan lets your true colors shine bright, so you can feel free to be your silly, fun-loving self. Let yourself shine at Suntan City.